Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and today I'm going to be showing you how to build the ultimate survival base in Minecraft. This base has pretty much everything you could need to survive in your world. Right in the center we have an enchanting table, and within that same area is the storage room where there are plenty of chests for all of your items. On the next level up we have a brewing area, lots of furnaces for all of your smelting needs, and also all of the crafting and utility blocks, along with 2 beds to sleep in. And up here on the surface level is 4 separate crop farms, so you will never run out of food. The only thing that's potentially missing from this base is a nether portal, but let's be honest, those are annoying and noisy, so maybe just put one nearby. Before we begin the tutorial, I'd just like to point you in the direction of the description down below, where there is a full materials list of all of the items that we're going to be using in this build today. Once you've found an area to build in, the first thing you're going to do is dig a 33 by 33 square that is 10 blocks deep. So starting at the surface level, you want it to be 10 blocks deep, and every side, all 4 of them, needs to be 33 blocks long. Make sure you get this right, otherwise it's going to complicate things later. I should mention that this hole is slightly bigger than it needs to be, but believe me when I say it's going to make things so much easier doing it this way. Not only is it just a cube you have to hollow out instead of some strange shape, but it's also going to allow you underside access to all parts of the base, which is going to be super helpful for building it. The first thing we're going to do is locate the center of our hole here, which is marked by this torch, and to find the center we just need to go to any of the corners and count in 16 blocks, just like this. You can do it on the others and they all should be 16 if you just want to double, triple, quadruple check to make sure. But from this center torch we're going to go ahead and grab some oak stairs, and we want to count out in any direction 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th block here we're going to place a stair with 1 either side of it. So just to make sure, you should have 5 blocks between the middle block and the stairs over here. And then what we're going to do is add 9 more stairs, so there should be 10 in total. Of course, they all need to be 3 blocks long. And once you've got that done, you should find you're at the surface level, so all you need to do is just add 3 more oak planks to connect to the grass over here. And now what you can do is copy that 3 more times for the other 3 sides. Of course, just make sure each of these are 5 blocks away from the center block here. With the 4 staircases in place, the next thing we can do is dig out this small area. It's 1 block deep and 11 by 11, so there should be 4 blocks next to each of the staircases. And the first thing we're going to do is come to all of the corners and count in 1, 2, and on the 3rd block, we're going to place down a crafting table. And you should find once all of those are down, they're all 5 blocks apart. And what we can do from there is place down 5 oak stairs so they look like this. You can see the 2 next to the crafting table are curved round, so you want this instead of this. So just make sure you're placing those 2 edge stairs into the crafting table, and we want to do that for all of the 4 sides, just like this. Next up, we're going to place down some redstone lamps. So on the center block here, we're going to break the block underneath where the lamp is going to go, flick a lever to on, and place the redstone lamp above it. And we just want to do that for all 4 of the sides, just like this. So make sure you actually turn the lever on, otherwise your redstone lamp won't be bright enough. So you got all of that done. The next thing we can do is very simply fill the rest in with some oak planks. Of course, if you want to save on some resources here, you're more than welcome to use oak slabs. You won't be able to tell a difference. Now we can go ahead and dig out these 25 blocks, so just this 5 by 5 square, 1 block down from these stairs. And what we're going to do is place down some bookshelves. We want 3 of these in all of the 4 sides, and then we're going to have 1, 2, and 3 in the corners, and you can place a 4th one here or just an oak plank. You only need 15 bookshelves for full enchanting 30 levels, so you can sit your enchanting table in the center there too. We can also go ahead and get rid of these blocks surrounding the enchanting table, and in the corners we're going to place some stripped oak logs facing up, and on the sides we're going to place them in sideways just like that. The last thing we need to do, because right now it's an overload of oak, we're just going to add in a little bit of spruce by lining the top of the bookshelves here with some spruce trapdoors. Just make sure these are all facing the same direction so you can see we have some nice connected textures and not an odd one like that. It stands out a little bit, so just make sure they're all facing the same way. As you can see, we quite clearly have 4 separate corners, and what we're going to do now is, starting with the bottom level, I'm going to show you how to build that, and we can copy it around to the other 3 sides. Then we're going to move up to the next level and copy that around 3 more times, and then do the same for the top level. And once we've got all of that done, we can add everything else in, but the main building blocks are completely the same for all 4 corners. So this is going to be the easiest way to do it, so I advise you follow along. What we're going to do to begin with is grab some stripped spruce logs, and from the corner here on this oak plank, we're going to go up by 5 blocks just like this and stick a spruce slab on top. We can also do the same over here next to these oak stairs, so 5 logs once again with a slab on top, and once more over here with another slab. So we should have something like this. What we can then do is go ahead and break these 4 blocks here in the ground and replace them with some oak planks. And on top of here is where we're going to have some chests. So we're going to have 3 double chests just like this. I like to place mine facing into each other. That way the latches here kind of go into each other, and I think it just looks slightly better. So when you're placing these, just hold crouch if you're trying to place them on the side, and then just kind of hop up and do the same on the other side. So this is what we should have at the moment. Next up, we can go ahead and place 2 upside down spruce stairs just above those top chests, and then we're also going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 planks around the back here. And while we're around the back with the chests, we basically just want to go around and place a spruce plank where we can see a chest block, so that when we're looking at it from the inside, we're not going to be able to see through to the rest of the area here, which is going to make it look a whole lot better. So once you have all of those placed down, as you can see, we can only really notice the spruce. Lastly, for this step, we're just going to go ahead and on this 4th block up, we're just going to add in an oak trapdoor, just like so. So 6 of them for this corner. Next up, we can come up to the staircase here, and behind this trapdoor, starting on this log, we're just going to have 3 spruce planks, and then you just want to stick 1 more here on this block, and we can do the same over on this side too. So 1 at the bottom, 3 just above it like that. Then we can hop up to this area, and starting from this log, we're going to have 3 fences connecting to this log, and same again on this side. And then facing into the center slab, we're going to have 2 spruce trapdoors just like that. So from the front, it should be looking like this. The last thing we need to do before we can copy it around to the other 3 corners is just go ahead and place down some item frames so you can label all of the storage that goes inside of these chests. With that now copied round to all 4 corners, we're ready to move up to the second tier and start work here. So the first thing we need to do is make a platform to walk around on, of course. So we're going to start on this outer spruce block, grab some oak planks and add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And we're going to do the same over here, and we just want to add 1 more here in the corner. Next up, we're going to grab some oak slabs, and we're just going to place them on the top half of the block above where we have the double chests. That's so we can actually access the top chests, and it's not going to block them like it would if we just had 4 planks. So make sure those are slabs. We then want to add in 2 more 4 blocks here either side, and 1 more in the center. And then behind the slabs, we can add in 2 4 planks just like so. And then we want to place a redstone lamp, and this is where the hole comes in handy with how we've dug it, because now we have access to the underside, so we can go around here and turn it on with our levers. Hop back up, and we want to place 2 more oak planks, and then in this corner block we're going to have a crafting table, because it really never hurts to have one of these on hand. We're just going to go ahead and grab some temporary blocks here and place 1 on the back of this spruce plank, just like that on both of the sides, and then we also need 1 more here in the corner. And on top of all of these temporary blocks, we want to add in 7 stripped spruce logs. So there's 3, there's 6, and there's 7, and we want to stick an oak slab on top of that one. Then we can just do it for the other pillars here. just like that. And if you would like, go ahead and get rid of the temporary blocks. But now we can come back down to the level here, and we're going to add a line of spruce stairs all the way across the bottom, just like this. Now behind these spruce stairs is where we're going to be putting some of the utility blocks, the furnaces, the brewing area, that sort of thing. That's what we're going to come back round and do afterwards. So for now, we're just going to avoid the middle bit, which is 1, 2, and 3 blocks high. So on the 4th block up here, we're going to add a line of upside down stairs, similar to what we did underneath, but obviously these are upside down. So bring these all the way across to this pillar over here. And once we have this, we can hop up on top of these stairs, and we're going to have some more stripped spruce logs going all the way around, making sure they're all facing upright. So you should have a bunch of these showing on top. And to cover them up, we're just going to go around with some oak slabs and place them down like so. So now you just want to make your way to the top of the staircase here, and we're going to place down some more oak slabs on the same level as these ones. We're just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here, coming up to this point. And now we just want to come underneath, and you may need some scaffolding to kind of make your way up here. But we're going to have 1 underneath this slab, then 2, then 3, and then 4, and then of course 5. That way we're not going to be able to see behind the staircase here. So we can quickly do the same over here. So that's 5 slabs, just like this, all the way to this final stair. And then we just want to cover all of these blocks up with the stripped oak logs, of course making sure they're all facing the same way so it looks nice and neat from the front here. Now we're going to be placing a painting on this block, so what we want to do is just place 2 temporary blocks either side of it to the right and above, and we're going to stick a painting there, just a 1 by 1, and we can do the same round this side too. To the right and above, place the painting. So now you're ready to copy this round to the other 3 corners. The only thing I will mention quickly is with these paintings, there's actually only 7 of these 1 by 1 variants, and you're going to be placing down 8 of them, so at least one of them is going to have to double up. But if you want to, you could always add in a custom map maybe in an item frame, or just have them be all the same painting. It's really entirely up to you. With all of that done, what I'm going to suggest you do now is add in a spruce fence gate in the center of the top part here with 2 spruce fences either side on all 4 sides. That's one final piece in the middle section I forgot to add in. So go ahead and get that all done for all 4 of those. And then what we can do is come to the side of one of the fences here, just on one of the corners. We're up on the top level now, and we're going to add a temporary block here with a stripped spruce log above it, and then a spruce slab, just like that. Then, next to the grass blocks here, we're going to add in 6 oak planks going all the way along. That's 7. We want 6. And we're going to have another temp block with another stripped spruce log and spruce slab. Then if we come over here and do the same thing, so temp block, slab and log, and then we're going to have 6 of the oak planks, just like that. I've added 7 again, having trouble counting today, and we're going to add another log and slab. Then we're going to place a plank in front of this log, and we're going to go across by 3, and then we're going to come in by 1, and then add 2 more. So it's 3, and then 3. And then we can do the same over here. So 3, come in by 1, and then 3. And then lastly, we're just going to have another temp block with a log and a slab on top. All that we've got left to do for this part is just go ahead and place a spruce fence on top of all of the oak planks, just like that. What you can now do is fill in this entire area with dirt. You should have quite a bit of it from digging out this hole, I would imagine. But we're going to turn this into some farmland very shortly, but whilst we still got the dirt on hand, we're going to go ahead and fill in this corner, because right now it doesn't exactly look great with how it is. So you can use dirt or grass blocks. It'll grow back eventually. Probably not as quick as mine just has, but that looks a lot better than the hole we had before, of course. So now let's start to plant some water so we're able to hydrate the farmland that's going to go here. So the first one we're going to place in of 3 is in the corner here. So we're going to have a water source here. Don't place it down just yet, otherwise you're going to cause a bit of a flood. Just break the block. So in the corner, 1 block in diagonally from each of those logs. Then we're going to come over to these planks here, and we're going to come to the center and count in 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th dirt block, we're going to break that and do the same over here. So on the 4th one, just get rid of that and you should have 3 holes ready to place in some water. But before we do that, we do need to add some lighting underneath. Now you don't have to use redstone lamps. It can be literally anything. It doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to see them. But whatever it is, just make sure it's providing light underneath the water that we can now place down. So just go ahead and plant 4 water buckets down like that. And now we're going to place some spruce trapdoors, which will be activated when you place these down because of the lever, but just go ahead and give them a flick. And now you can grab your hoe and turn all of this dirt into farmland. And once it's all tilled, you can of course go ahead and plant your crop down. I think I'm going to put wheat in all of these sections, but there are 4 and there's also 4 crop types. So you could always do wheat, beetroot, carrot, potato, all potato, half carrot, half potato, all beetroot if you're a psychopath. It's entirely up to you what you actually plant here. As you may have guessed, that's all we're going to do for the top section. It can now be copied round 3 more times. With all of that done, we are now finished with the main building. All that's left to do is add in the survival type items, which is mostly going to be on this 2nd floor here. In fact, I think it's entirely going to be on the 2nd floor. So we're just going to start off with the brewing area. So you want to pick one of these quadrants. Mine's going to go over here. It doesn't matter which one. And we're going to start by placing some spruce planks on the back of all of these spruce stairs on both of these sections. And in the middle of these, so there's 7 blocks, so there should be 3 either side, we're going to have a spruce pressure plate, always struggle to say that word, on both of these. And then on the 3 blocks either side of that pressure plate, we're going to have 3 barrels just like that, where on top we're going to have some brewing stands to actually do our brewing. The barrels are just for storage, as you may have guessed. But we do need a water source, and cauldrons, they're not great, they kind of run out very quickly, at least I'm pretty sure they do. So we're going to have an actual water source behind this pressure plate. So we're going to start with 3 full planks, and then we're going to have 1 here on either side and then 3 at the back. So we can just go ahead and make an infinite water source just like this, and the pressure plate is stopping it from spilling everywhere. We do just want to go ahead, just for some neatness and a little bit of extra detail, we're going to add in some spruce trapdoors just along the top there, which should nicely fit in and waterlog themselves. We can also copy the same around to this side too. So when that's done, you should have 2 identical sides like I do here. Now we just need to add our backdrop, which is going to be made out of stripped oak logs. So we do need to place some temporary blocks before that. So whenever you see the side texture of a barrel, just go ahead and place a temporary block over it. And now we're going to grab our stripped oak logs, starting on this side, crouching when you place them on the trapdoors, of course. We're just going to place 2 of them on all of the blocks that I currently am, and you'll see what we're doing around the front. When I eventually go back round, it should look like this. So you're basically just filling in the blocks behind it and to the side. Pretty simple stuff. All we've got to do now is line the top here with some spruce trapdoors, and of course go around the back and break the temporary blocks if you would like. Now what we're going to do is turn around 180 degrees over on the opposite side and start building here. The final 2 sides of these are going to be for smelting, so just make sure you're opposite to the brewing stands. Now the first thing we're going to do is just hop down here behind these stairs, and we're going to have a spruce plank, then an upside down barrel, then the same again, and the same once more, and a final plank over here. So 4 planks and 3 upside down barrels, and then just stick another plank here next to that log. So from the top, it's very hard to notice a difference, but you can still access this and use it for storage. It's a nice little touch. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spruce planks, and then 3 upside down barrels, just like that. What we can then do is add the backdrop once again, which is going to be made out of stripped oak logs. So just go ahead and add a line of temporary blocks that we can place the logs on top of. And we're going to have 3 of them this time instead of 2. So just on top of all of the blocks here, we're just going to go ahead and place a log, making sure they're all facing the same way. And with that done, we can wipe away our temporary blocks here and head back round to the front. And all we've got to do is grab some more spruce trapdoors. And similar to what we did over there, from this top block, we just want to add a line of trapdoors, not forgetting the one behind this pillar, just to cover up the gap so we can't see the dirt, of course. Now you can grab some scaffolding and you're going to place one on top of all of the upside down barrels here. So there should be 3 on each of these sections. Then we can grab some beds, it doesn't matter what color, and we're just going to add 2 of those, mainly for symmetry. You don't need 2 beds, but I think it looks better than just having the one. So stick 2 beds there in the corner. And then on one of these sections, we're going to have a cartography table, then a loom, then a smithing table. And on the other side, we're going to have a grindstone, stone cutter, and anvil. These are all of the utility blocks that I think are going to be helpful. And of course, we have our crafting table down the bottom here. So for the final 2 sides, we're going to make them into a smelting area. Now we're doubling up on this because there isn't a whole lot of room here and you smelt quite a lot of items in Minecraft, so I think having enough furnaces is an important thing. However, if you don't think you need to, feel free to replace the final corner with something else of your choosing. But I'm going to do 2 smelting sections. So we're going to start off here by breaking the center stair. Just get rid of that and replace it with a barrel facing towards us. Then we can head round the back here and we're going to have a hopper going directly into the back of the barrel. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3 all in a chain placed into each other. Very important. I'm using something from Vanilla Tweaks which basically shows the arrows that it's pointing into, but you can see this is how they'll all feed into the barrel. And we can do the same round here. So 1 in the center, 3 either side, all pointing into each other. And on top of these, we're going to place down some furnaces. We'll start with a smoker in the middle, a blast furnace either side, and then we're going to have 4 regular furnaces. Of course, if you don't want the blast furnace and smoker, just go ahead and replace them for regular furnaces, but I think they can be quite helpful from time to time. And on top of these, we're going to have some hoppers just going individually into all of them. So just make sure you're actually placing on all of the furnaces, just like that. And then we can make some chests on top of these. So on top of the smoker and blast furnaces, we're just going to have a single chest like this. However, on top of the regular furnaces, we're going to have a double chest. So just place 1 and then click on the side, just like so. So this, if you're not sure, is pretty much a simplified super smelter. It's not got any minecarts or anything like that. There really wasn't enough room, but it's going to allow you to put a whole bunch of items inside of this chest that will gradually make their way through all of the furnaces respectively to one another. You can kind of figure out what's going on here, and they'll eventually feed into the barrel. So as long as you don't place more than that many items, you can pretty much smelt as much as you want in here. Plus, you're going to have the same on the other side. So now what we need to do is just come round to the back here, and we need to cover some of this up. So the first thing we're going to do above all of the chests is just add in an oak slab, like so. That way we can still open all of these chests and they're not going to be blocked by a full block. Then we can go ahead and grab some temporary blocks, and just behind all of the hoppers here and 1 to the side, we're just going to place those down so that we're able to once again place some more stripped oak logs, just like that on all of these. And then we can go ahead and break all of the blocks, and once we've got that done, we can head back round to the other side, all the way around here. It may be easier just to break through. And the last thing we're going to cover up is these hoppers. I don't think they particularly look great, so we're going to grab some spruce trapdoors, just crouch and place them on top of all of the hoppers in front of them, flip them down, and there we go. That looks much neater than it did before. What you can now do, if you're choosing to do this, is copy it round to the opposite side too. Just one final thing left to mention before ending off the tutorial here, and that is I'd recommend coming back behind the base here and just chucking a couple of torches down, because there are a few dark spots where mobs can spawn, and you don't want zombies just back here growling away. It'll be very annoying. They won't be able to hurt you, but it'll just get on your nerves being able to hear them all the time. So just run around like I'm doing here and slap down a few torches. So there we go, everybody. That is it for how to build an ultimate survival base in Minecraft. I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Thank you ever so much for doing that. I hope you enjoy your new base, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.